A multi-award-winning writer and director whose latest critically acclaimed feature film, The Good Son, The Life of Ray Boom Boom Mancini, was theatrically released across the U.S. and will be aired on NBC this fall. He also wrote and directed the critically acclaimed multi-award-winning feature film, Becoming Redwood, which appeared in theaters across Canada and is airing this fall on Movie Central. He's also produced, wrote, and directed the award-winning documentary My American Exodus about his parents and how they left America for Canada during the Vietnam War. He was nominated as Best Director for the critically acclaimed feature documentary Uganda Rising. Please welcome Jesse James Miller.
What a great group of people. Let's hear it for everybody. This has really been inspiring, being the last one to hear everybody. I have to be honest with you. I'm so sick and tired of myself. I'm serious. I've just toured 2 films at the same time, so I've heard myself in interviews, and it's really driving me crazy. So I don't want to talk about myself. I'm trying to find my own inspiration, so being here tonight has been really great. So when I started thinking about the night, I thought, what are the things that inspire me? What am I looking for? How am I going to get this vacuum that's going on within me? And it came back to the history of what I love, which is cinema and film. And it really got me thinking this whole night, because I've been writing again, and whenever you start writing again, you start searching and searching and searching yourself for story. And the people who inspired me, Coppola, making the small camera available to everybody. We're seeing the genesis now with where we are. And Cassavetes and all these things that really it moved me. And that's what I'm trying to find in my own life right now. So film has now been, Ari is actually making a digital camera. We have Final Cut. We have all these things, nonlinear editing. Everything's coming out. Film is going out. Sorry, Carl, but film is dying, and we have to accept it. And then we have this thing called social media, which I'm trying to learn. I got like 158 Twitter followers. I don't know if you know, that's really good, right? So shit's fucking happening for me. And as new filmmakers, we have to get this shit right. But everybody's a critic, and this is the tweets. Check this guy out right now. David Bulmer. This is my film. The Seamstress. Really? This is literally the worst pile of utter shite I've ever seen. I can't. Yeah. So here we go. But there's some good things. Anyway, it happened. But like Carl just said, for me, it's about story. It doesn't matter what you shoot on, if it's a high-8 camera, newspaper, whatever it is, you shit on it, whatever. And capturing the image. This is one of my favorite films that inspired me with Becoming Redwood, which took me 14 years to make. This is Truffaut going after the last shot of 400 Blows. And this is what we spend our time doing, trying to capture moments, trying to capture stories. We all have stories. The people who have really inspired me in the past, Benigni, Cassavetes, Scorsese, Alan, just moments in time, trying to capture moments on celluloid, which is dying, but we all have to agree that the future is bright. Again, I didn't know what I was going to say on this slide. Truffaut. For me, it's really, I've been searching, again, like I said, because I'm writing, and that's not working very well. And this is a film about my family in the middle, the people who inspired me through my own filmmaking at that time. One of the things that happens when you're making a film about your own life is you're in a vacuum and you feel really safe. And then the incredible thing happens when you release it. And people have opinions. People have things to say about it. Like, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do this? What's that kid doing with the long hair? Well, that's actually me. I didn't shoot anybody, but what I'm trying to prove here is the inspiration behind something sometimes gets too close. And to find your own voice, sometimes you have to remove yourself from what got you there in the first place. And that's what I'm sort of doing in the slideshow, is realizing while I'm up here that I got to move on. More images. Fredo, I feel like Fredo right now. And this is probably one of my all-time favorite moments in cinema. Daniel Day-Lewis. For me, he epitomizes what actors do, what they go through. They give their lives for the screen, and I'm married to an actress, and I watch it. Dr. Zhivago. I actually thought he was a real doctor because this is my dad's favorite film, and my dad smoked a lot of weed, and he used to talk about Dr. Zhivago all the time. Great film, though. Again, you know, I remember the seamstress line. That's the seamstress up there. There's different genres of filmmaking, and one thing that drives me crazy right now is I'm writing a fight movie, and I'm looking at other images and what drives me in that genre. Some of my favorite films, again, I have nothing more to say about that. I think what really is profound for me, again, is what Carl said, is about going back to story. That you can see that everything here hits you in the heart somehow, whether it's violent or not, comedy, horror. This is actually one of my favorite films, if you can believe it, Caddyshack. Yeah. But it doesn't really matter what you're using, what your vehicle is anymore, whether it's digital filmmaking or with its film. Technology is going to move forward, and we just have to accept it. So it all goes down to how you want to tell your story. We all have stories. Everyone in this room has a story. And we're all inspired by each other, just like tonight, just like me listening to all 11 people and inspire me in every single different way. This is what grounds us and grounds society, and it grounds me, is telling story and making sure that it comes from the heart. And now I'll leave you with images that I did. But thank you very much. It's a pleasure.